What I've always loved about being a percussionist is that there are so many different instruments that we can learn. I feel like if I played another instrument, I may get bored too easily. With percussion, you have snare drum and timpani and xylophone and drum set and congas and bongos and steel pans and so many different instruments you can learn. You can really spend an entire lifetime learning how to master the field of percussion. And so for me, that challenge really invigorates me. I started playing percussion when I was 7 years old. I originally wanted to play the trumpet. My dad told me at the time I couldn't afford a trumpet, but we could afford some drumsticks, right? So I started playing drums when I was 7. My parents were able to get me a drum set, and I'm grateful for them for allowing me kind of just to bang around the basement. They put up with the noise, and they let me kind of cultivate those skills. And then I joined the school band in 4th grade, and I played through elementary, middle, and high school. Went to the University of Maryland, got my undergraduate degree in music education, and then I began to teach. A few years after that, I continued to teach while I received my master's degree in percussion performance, also at the University of Maryland. I continued to develop my career as a freelance musician, as an educator, playing with symphonies, playing with musical theater, playing at churches, etc. Let's now get set up for symphonic band. So whatever music you need out for that, get that set up right now. Working with young people has been a passion of mine since I was a young person myself, about the ages of 18, 19, 20. Through those years, I was able to develop my skills as a percussion performer and educator, and found out that I had just as much of a passion, just as much of an enjoyment for teaching young people percussion as I did playing it myself.
When I first moved here from Jamaica in 8th grade, I was playing piano, and then I wanted to join the band in middle school when I came, and after my teacher saw me playing piano, he thought that I would be a good fit for piano and that my skills on mallets would be better since I had piano background. So that's when I first started playing percussion.
I started drumming in 6th grade. I think I just had an interest in playing the drums. We had like a little trial thing to see what the different instruments in band would be like, and I just kind of took an interest in the percussion section.
I auditioned for middle school for piano initially to play jazz, classical, something like that. And then the music director was like, "Why don't you play percussion and see how you think of it?" And then once I played percussion, I fell in love with it, and ever since that.
Working with young people in the realm of percussion has been a passion of mine since I was in high school. I was cultivated through those years, as well as my college years, and into teaching band and orchestra at the elementary and middle school level. Through those years, I developed my abilities as a performer and educator, and I also really honed a passion for sort of pursuing my own path in kind of trailblazing percussion education with a wide variety of people from different backgrounds and different cultures.
The first time I met Mr. Johns was that same year in 6th grade. He was my first instrument teacher, my first musician teacher at all. So he was my introduction to music, really. He gave me that like good foundation throughout all 3 years of middle school, and then from there I just kind of took it off in high school. Now I have a scholarship and things like that.
Mr. Johns, I would say he's a great teacher. He is actually really patient. I remember in high school when I was auditioning, for colleges, I remember especially like, for my drum set and my scare skills when, I was a little bit below average. He actually took time out of his busy schedule, stayed back after school until like, 8, 9 p.m. just to like help me get my skills up, help me get ready to prepare for my college auditions.
I've had so many great teachers in high school and college that have also served as great mentors and colleagues throughout my development. Throughout my years as both a percussion performer and educator, I've seen the ability of music to transform young people's lives. It gives them a sense of ownership, it gives them passion, it gives them motivation, it drives them, and it can also be a foundation upon which they can develop the discipline and the tools and the skills to go to college and even beyond that become successful in their careers. And with so many pitfalls out here for young people, I am extremely passionate about and committed to doing my part to guide and steer young people in the right direction.
Mr. Johns kind of gave me more of a general foundation, all types of not just music as in playing it, but also music as in finding new things to listen to and then applying those things into my playing. So he gave me that good foundation to expand.
The left hand. Turn that wrist and lift.
Donnie has taught me independent skills, how to be a leader, and also how to be a follower when it comes to music. Like whenever it's time to be in a group environment, not be selfish and do your thing, but be as a group, talk to your people.
There are a few other areas in life where you can instill the proper levels of discipline and commitment and work ethic and perseverance while also having loads of fun. And percussion is one of those areas in which you can do that. Many students are not really motivated and committed to coming to school every day and learning subjects they're not particularly engaged in. For many students, music is what makes them come to school every day. It's what drives them. It's what gives them passion. And the goal is not for every student to become a professional musician. That's not realistic. And that's not something that we really seek out to accomplish. What is important are the tools and the skills that are developed through music.
All right, we'll switch. Whatever. You use your best judgment. So you play.
Again, the discipline, the work ethic, the commitment, the working together, the being a team, the accomplishing goals with people who don't always look like you and think like you and react and respond the way you do and don't have the same background, same upbringing as you. Understand that it's important for us to work together and achieve goals. And when we do that, we can achieve the goals that are far greater than what we could do on our own.
Mr. Johns has always been a close person to me. He always said he believed in us, believed in all of us. Even though like some people would come up and be like, that wasn't a good job. But Mr. Johns was like, just keep working on it. You can just, all it takes is work. Once you do the work, you can see the results.
Well, again, given today's education culture, many schools aren't able to make music a priority. Some schools even aren't able to make music even a part of their everyday programs. And so I wanted to create an organization that gives all students, but particularly students who are under-resourced in the realm of arts education, an opportunity to showcase their abilities, kind of hone their passions, and have an outlet and a place where they can develop discipline, confidence, self-esteem, and just have fun.
Mr. Johns is definitely teaching me, like, he's using music really well, especially with things like marching band or even just conducting, giving you intros into music. It helps you learn to listen, but also learn to lead, playing different instruments.
And Mr. Johns taught us how to be very, if we're doing something, put 100% in it, not to put 50%. Like when Mr. Johns has always been a hardworking person. I remember he used to not always come to the school because he used to do other stuff. He's always a hardworking person. He's busy, he's tough, but when he comes, we have to value that time to have like that teacher, percussion teacher that we had. We're lucky. We were lucky to have Mr. Johns as our teacher.
There are a variety of learning styles that are engaged with in percussion. There's certainly a cerebral aspect. You're talking about reading music. There's a coordination aspect. There's the actual physical, tactile aspect. There's a way in which students can sort of release the energy that young people often have. Percussion can be a very high energy, active activity. And so it's one of those mediums that can engage students in a variety of levels, mentally, physically, and just simply hitting things can also be a bit of an emotional release, a cathartic experience. And so engaging in music and percussion can really engage people and be beneficial both in a physical, a mental, emotional, and also a spiritual realm. Music isn't always given the level of priority that it should. And so oftentimes the best ways to give students a high-level music experience is to create programs and organizations on your own.
My freshman year, I met Mr. Johns, and I think my sophomore year, he started the DMV Percussion Academy. So he said, why don't you do it? I said, sure, let's do it. Let's give it a shot.
So in 2017, I decided to form the DMV Percussion Academy with the goal to expose, engage, and enrich young people through all forms of percussive art.
When I started high school at Northwestern High School, I was studying with Mr. Towns, and then later Mr. Johns came on to be the percussion private teacher, and because he was the one that founded DMV Percussion, that was how I was able to play with DMV Percussion, and through playing with them, I was also meeting, other percussionists from other schools around the areas, and I was playing music that was above my level, so I was struggling a bit, but the DMV Academy, it definitely pushed me and guided me into becoming, a better percussionist.
So starting in 6th grade, obviously he gave me the good foundation as a musician to expand from there. From there I started playing bass the next year, and then other percussion instruments later, guitar, other instruments. In these past few years, he's helped me get some service hours in for my school. I've helped him do a PSA for the Truth organization that stops smoking.
Okay? So one more time. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Tobacco. Okay? Okay.
Okay, now you guys do it. Ready? 1, 2, don't smoke. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Tobacco.
We're partnering up with this organization called Truth Initiative. They are an anti-smoking, anti-tobacco organization, and they're nationally known. The plan is to put together 3 cadences, very short, relatively simple. 2 will be 2 to 3 minutes long, and the third one will be 1 minute long.
in a day where we are often isolated, sort of siloed and disconnected, what better medium than percussion to connect people, to collaborate, to unify, to be inclusive and diverse, and to show that our similarities far outweigh our differences.
Basically what I like about it is different clinicians come and show us their, like give us points and stuff like that. So you get to see how like the bigger names gets to, what their practice regimen and other stuff as well. So it's pretty interesting and you can develop more.
And that has really helped prepare me. I was able to get into a music school here in Maryland. And when I got in, because of the skills that I had gained through DMV percussion, I was able to also play at Carnegie Hall my freshman year and also at the Kennedy Center.
The Percussion Academy is great. I think it's a great way to find some other musicians, and also get some real hands-on experience from professional percussionists and other musicians. Learning things, techniques that you wouldn't find really anywhere else other than here, and you wouldn't have a chance to meet these type of people if it weren't for the Percussion Academy.
Since I'm one of the older kids, I'm able to kind of help, mentor the younger kids and kind of help them grow and enhance their skills, just as when I was in their level in high school and, I needed someone to guide and help me, the program definitely had people there to help you and guide you and to help you get your skills up, and it was like great. I can honestly say that it has definitely prepared me for college and helped me for college. When I got to Washington Adventist University, I was surprised at actually how much I actually knew, and it just helped me grow as a musician and a person.
Over the last handful of years, through not only my private teaching but also through my organization, we have been able to give several students the tools to not only go to college, but go to college with money through music scholarships. And that is a direct result of the mentorship, of the training, of the engagement, and of the passions that have been cultivated through our organization.
I definitely think I can take my skills that I learned from Mr. Johns into college, hopefully get a scholarship there, and possibly into a career even after college.
I believe this is a good program. Mr. Johns is a great teacher. I would really recommend it to any percussionist who really wants to go far, because you will get there with his help.
So right now I'm in a community college 2-year school, and my plans is to transfer to hopefully UMD. Well, yeah, that's my goal, to UMD, and play in the percussion ensemble. Mr. Johns has talked some good stuff about it, so I would like to play in percussion ensemble, but that may not be my major, but to keep music in your life is really fun.
What I value most about being a musician, especially a percussionist, is having the opportunity to meet new people and also play with other people. By meeting new people from different performances, I'm able to kind of see the world in like a better lens, and I'm also able to learn more about music, and it's also allowed me to like enhance my music skills.
There's things that music teaches you in life, to not be selfish, to work in an environment, to listen to your surroundings, listen to other people, and to be one with people. If you're working in, for example, a business, and you may not be on the same page as them, and it's not going to work out. You need to be on the same page. Like in music, you all need to follow the right, measures and everything to work. So that's why music teaches you things that also helps you in real life as well. Music gives you a time to relieve from everything from life. It gives you that, wow, like this is my time. This is like different from life, You can read music, play music, you can express your feelings in music. There's different things that music can give you that life can't.
We live in a society now where we're trying to figure out ways in which we can be inclusive, in which we can be diverse, which we can be equitable, in which we can give each person equal levels of dignity, of value, and of worth, and music does that. Music gives students a way to instill confidence. It gives them purpose, it gives them value, it makes them integral contributors to larger goals. And that's something that I want to continuously hone and develop in the minds of young people.